It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? That's me. I jumped the gun, didn't I? It is time for the Geno Jones Show, like the dude just said. That's him right there. Or this is me right here. So, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast, everybody. What's happening? Let me step off screen here. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody. All right, you got that? Do that for a brother. Like, share, and let me do something here real quick here. A little maintenance. I know you say, yeah, you could have did it earlier, but I kind of did. But, you know, the enemy is busy. So thank you guys. There we go. We just do some things off camera. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. We are back. It is Thursday, June 11th. Okay. Geminis, happy birthday. Everybody out there celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. All right, let me start off with something positive. Now, I'm not a Knicks fan. Now, if you are a San Antonio Spurs fan, then okay, maybe not so positive for you. But just in and out of the New York Knicks, the NBA Finals were last night. And so let me kind of set the scene here. So earlier in the week, I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Orange Hitler himself showed up, sat up with his buddy. So the man that owns the New York Knicks, James Dolan, is a MAGA dude. Got a lot of the same proclivities, being accused of sexual assault, things like that, and more. Some accuse him of being racist, even though he's hired a bunch of black folks. But you can be racist and hire black folks, because if the black people can help you make money, you're like, I don't give a damn. I don't want to marry my daughter moving next door, but I'll hire him to help me make money. So, but I digress. So James Dolan invites Orange Hitler to watch the game in the owner's box, sitting right next to him. So Orange Hitler was there. They booed the shit out of his ass, and Orange Hitler brought all this bad karma, this negative energy, this evil, and I called it a curse. And the Knicks played at home. So they were already leading in the series 2-0. They won the first 2 games in San Antonio. They come home. The city's all excited. You got people coming up with chants. My mayor's a Muslim. My bagel is Jewish. And now, what was it for? Something about my Christian is something. Nixon 4. And now he amended that. Some guy on social media. My bagel is my mayor is still Muslim. My bagel is still Jewish, and the Pope, the Pope is what's it 5? The Pope something, and it rhymes with 5. But anyway, I messed that up. But the point I'm trying to make is just that there's a lot of excitement. The Pope is on our side. There you go. So my mayor is Muslim. My bagel is Jewish. The Pope is on our side. The Knicks in 5. So it's just that kind of energy. So even if you're not a New York Knicks fan, all right, I was a long-time Laker fan. I rooted for the Bulls when Mike and Scotty was there, but I'll go back to Kareem and Magic. It's irrelevant about me, but the point I'm trying to make, so a lot about last night's game, things that happened that could be used as metaphors in life. All right. Because first of all, before the people, they were trying to get rid of all that evil, demonic, satanic Orange Hitler, racism and bigotry and hating, misogyny and sexism, just the bad energy and the bad spirit and vibes that Orange Hitler brought along with his funky ass. People literally were out in front of, like, Madison Square Garden is the arena where the New York Knicks play at home. People walking around with sage. And for those who may not know, sage it's kind of like, it's not incense, but the best way to describe it, if you don't know what sage is think of incense that is used. It's got a spiritual component, and people, they burn sage and to get rid of, like, evil spirits and and bad negative energy, all of that. So people are walking around with sage out there in front of Madison Square Garden. It's like, man, we got to get this energy out at any cost. And fortunately for the New York Knicks, Orange Hitler didn't show up last night. I guess it was like, hey, man, James Dolan must have said, hey, dude, I think you're bad luck. You're gonna have to watch the game from the Oval Office, because I can't have you sitting next to me falling asleep at the game while the Knicks were getting the brakes beat off their ass on Monday night. This dude is like comatose, out like a light. So folks in New York were pissed. It's like, dude, and I said, I'm afraid that he has put a curse on his team. And God forbid, if they were to go on and lose the series, not just the game, they would need the Marines, the 82nd Airborne Division, and more Army Rangers, Navy SEALs out front of Trump Tower and Trump Plaza, because New Yorkers would have destroyed it had he really, jinxed and cursed the New York Knicks. And for about half of the game, it looked like that curse was in full effect. The New York Knicks, they were losing by 29 points. No team in the history of in all the NBA finals. The NBA finals is that's the championships. And all the years of NBA finals, decades and decades. I think I heard a statistic somewhere over 40,000 NBA Finals games have been played. Now, I could be off, but thousands of NBA Finals games have been played for decades. No team in the NBA Finals has ever been losing by 29 points and come back and win the game. Come back to win the game or won the game. Well, the New York Knicks did that last night, so they made history. So it looked like that. It looked like the Orange Hitler. It looked like the curse of Orange Hitler or the curse of Donald Trump was in full effect. But I don't know if it was the Sage. I don't know if it was this old school legendary rap group Wu-Tang, or I don't know what Spike Lee was doing, or all the other Knicks fans, Tracy Morgan and a whole bunch of folks. Even y'all girl Taylor Swift was there with her man. I don't know. I don't know if it was Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know what the hell happened, but the Knicks, to their credit, the men on the New York Knicks basketball team, they kept playing. Yeah, we losing by 29 points, but the game is not over. We got a whole another half a game. We down by 20 points, and now like less than 10 minutes in the game, they were still losing by like 20 points. I tapped out, but something said come, so I came back with, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, whatever. Knicks were getting closer. I take a shower. I get out of the shower. It's under 2 minutes in the game. The Knicks are losing only by 4. Now, they were losing by 29 points, and it's 104 to 100. I'm like, oh, shit. They got a chance to win this game? Did the sage, burning the sage work? Did somebody who reversed the curse? I don't know what happened. What did we do? Did touch and agree? Did the prayer warriors, whatever it was. And turned out the New York Knicks wind up winning the game on a tip-in. Their star player, Jalen Brunson, shot about a 28, almost 30-footer. He missed the shot. The ball bounced up. This guy, Obi Anunoby, one of their better players, one of the better players in the league. Like, it was it was like the hand of God. First of all, he came out of nowhere. He was like an angel, and it was just this path opened up, and he just was looking at the ball, and when the ball bounced off the rim, he jumped up, literally with just one hand, out jumped everybody, tipped the ball back in the basket. Then San Antonio had about a second and a half left. They couldn't get a shot off. Somebody reversed the curse. The curse of Orange Hitler, the curse of Donald Trump was removed. Like between halftime, between like 9 minutes, less than 10 minutes in the fourth quarter when they were losing by 20 points. Man, so shout out to the New York Knicks. But the game's not over. But I was talking earlier, there were a lot of just that whole game. It was a metaphor for life. Metaphor, life lesson. The one is never give up. Never. I don't care how bleak it is, how desperate your situation is. I don't care if everybody and your mama say you ain't got a chance to win. You got a snowball's chance in hell to win, as long as you believe in yourself. They say in Vegas, always bet on black. I believe that. I'm always rocking some black. I don't gamble. But I say in life, always bet on you, because there's one thing nobody can beat you doing. And that is being the best version of yourself. So, never give up. Always bet on yourself. Always believe in yourself. And always keep playing. As long as God lets you wake up every morning, take a deep breath, put 2 feet on the ground. You got your health, your sound mind. You in the game. Game might be rigged against you. All the odds may be stacked against you. Nobody on the planet, like I said, even your mama don't believe in you. But as long as you believe in yourself, and as long as you keep playing, run through the tape. People who run track, especially sprinters, one of the main things they teach you is to, at the end of the race, run through the tape. That means keep your foot on the gas. Run as hard as you can. And when you get to the end of the race, when you see that tape, don't let up. Run through it. Run through the tape. That means you got to just keep your foot down. Like I said, keep pressing that gas, floor it, and don't take your foot off of that gas until you run through the tape. And you'll be surprised. A lot of situations in life that you think you don't have a chance to overcome. Situations in life where you don't think you got a chance to get better. You don't have a chance to win. There's no chance of this situation coming out in your favor. That's when you really got to just triple, quadruple down. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself, keep playing. As long as you're in the game, keep playing. Until God takes you out of the game, you keep playing. If you wake up, put your feet on the ground, you are in the game of life. Keep playing. No matter how bleak it looks, no matter how far down you are, no matter how far back you are, keep playing. And keep playing hard. Don't let up. Run through the tape. All right? All right, now one more thing before I get out. I talked about the situation here in South Carolina where a kid, 14-year-old black kid that was killed 3 years ago, Cyrus Carmack Belton, this guy Rich Chow, who owned Asian man who owned a convenience store. He and his son chased his kid out of the store, who had proven to them he hadn't stolen anything. I think the wife of Mr. Chow accused Cyrus Carmack Belton of stealing bottles of water. He showed them that he didn't steal anything. Their own security video that they had in the store that has been seen. They played it in court, been seen on social media. When you look at the security camera footage that was recorded when Cyrus Carmack Belton was in there, it showed that not only did he not have a water bottle, there was nothing that Cyrus Carmack Belton stole out of that store, that convenience store. The kid leaves, he runs. Obviously, he feels threatened, and rightfully so, because the father and the son named Andy, they chased Cyrus Carmack Belton 130 yards. So we all know what American football, think of American football game, you know how big a football field is? All right, so you got the football field, then basically you got like the tunnel where people go into the locker room. So just imagine from one tunnel all the way across the other side of the football field into the other tunnel. That's basically 130 yards, and chased him. As a matter of fact, that old ass man could not even come close to keeping up with Cyrus Carmack Belton. So I believe, now that's my belief, that the son shot him and that the father decided that he was going to take the fall and take the hit. But in this trial, the father, Rick Child, was accused of being the person that pulled the trigger. Was charged with murder, got off scot-free. Jury, 12 people, including at least 5 black people on the jury. In South Carolina, up in Columbia, Richland County, so that was up in Columbia, South Carolina, the capital of South Carolina, which is about an hour and a half from the Charleston Metro, where my studios are right now. And also, there was a situation, another trial, a 17-year-old kid named Karmello Anthony. Speaking of track, I was just talking about track. Was at a track meet, and it was this white kid that was bullying him. Now, Karmello was smaller in stature than this kid who had a reputation of being a bully, a white kid, and some other kids. It was another person. It may have been, I don't know for certain. I don't have all the details, but we're going to talk about this some more. I'm going to get my legal expert who's on vacation, Sean Mitchell, but we're going to talk about that. But the young man who was bullying my man Karmello Anthony basically said, listen, I want y'all to stand back. Don't stop bullying me. Stop picking on me. And it kept on. Karmello Anthony pulled out a knife. He stabbed the bully. The bully died. Now, my humanity allows me to, as a father, have compassion for the parents of this young man. I saw the father, and he lost a son. And a parent should never lose a child. So yes, your son was killed. Now your son was a bully, but he didn't deserve to die. But your son provoked this event. Now, in most states, especially in the South, there's a legal term, basically a legal doctrine, a legal term in the law called stand your ground. To where if you feel threatened and if you feel your life is in danger, you have the right to stand your ground. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I didn't take the Texas bar, but I know for a fact the majority of southern states, including Texas, they have some form of a stand your ground law on their books in those states. But nonetheless, Karmello Anthony was convicted of murder and given 35 years in a case that was really a case of self-defense. So we know how racist the legal system is. There's so many things to talk about it. And many people are saying, well, wow, I got a nephew. As a matter of fact, in a week, I'll have my first grandchild who is going to be a young man. It's a boy. You guys heard me talk about little Hendrix Blue. And as a black man myself, growing up in Chicago, growing up in America, being, racially profiled and all that, I've experienced all of that. People trying to bully you, racist, calling you names. I get that. And I'll be very honest. I know what it's like to be bullied. As a matter of fact, my mother and God saved me from myself. Because there was a situation in my life. I was younger than Karmello Anthony, but there was an incident with a person that had been bullying me who was, I must have been, I don't know. I know my mother's watching 11, 12, maybe only 10, somewhere. I can't exactly remember. I'd say if I had to guess, I'm guessing maybe 10 or 11. I don't think I was 12. But anyway, there was an incident where this bully had kept picking on me and picking on. One day he picked on me and he pushed me. There was a fence that was in between the apartment building that I lived in and the building that he lived in with his parents. And I had my back to the fence, and then I didn't expect him to push me, but I was like, I'm not gonna take this. So he just boom. And because I was standing literally right, I wasn't leaning, but I was standing right up against the fence. So when he pushed me, I tried to brace myself, but because I was standing so close to the fence, I fell over the fence backwards. And I immediately got up. And I immediately raced upstairs, past my mother. And my mother, she knew something was wrong. She was calling my name and, Jeannie, what's wrong and where are you going? I was going to look for a weapon that I had seen in the house. Just, kids are curious. You get to looking around. We used to call it rambling. You would go ramble, just curious, just look at I'm just going to look and see out of curiosity, no other reason. And I remember one of those days I was rambling through, drawers, and I saw this weapon. So when I got up from falling backwards over that fence, instantly, I knew that, I remembered where that weapon was, or I remember what I saw. Now, I didn't know if it was still there, but to my brain, I know where that weapon is, and I'm gonna put an end to this. And I ran upstairs, but the weapon wasn't there. So my mother moved it. She will tell you the story that the Spirit told her to move it. So the point I'm trying to make is, and had I got that weapon and shot and killed this person, there would have been consequences. And some of the consequences could have meant that I could have wound up, in some kind of juvenile jail or whatever. My whole life would have been changed. There's a very good chance that you would have never seen me hosting my own TV show. So the point I'm trying to make is that bullying can be very dangerous, and it can be even more dangerous to the bully, which is why, or one of the many reasons I detest bullying, because I know how harmful it can be. It is definitely harmful to the person that is being bullied, but it can be even more harmful for the bully. Because we all have a line, and you can push somebody to the point of no return. And that's not an excuse. I'm not making an excuse. I'm stating a fact. And two wrongs don't make a right. But bullying did not justify this kid losing his life. But when you bully somebody and you continue, and when you warn a bully and you tell a bully to stop, for all those bullies out there, you need to heed that warning. When a person that has done everything they can to avoid a confrontation, who's tried to avoid conflict, who's tried to avoid getting into any type of fight or violence, a violent engagement with you, when they have done everything and they've told you over and over to stop and to leave me alone, and you continue to bully, you do that at your own risk. You do that at your own risk. And when you defend yourself, you do that at your own risk also. But that's just a fact of life. Two wrongs don't make a right. But there are young white men that have crossed state lines and murdered, shot and killed 2 people and got off. Murder is a legal term. Got away with killing 2 people at a protest. Mama let him go out of the house in Illinois, went across the state line of Wisconsin and shot and killed 2 people. Kyle Rittenhouse. You've had white kids that have killed people in cars, and judges have said, well, they're a victim of affluenza. They're so affluent, their judgment was impaired. One kid that was accused of sexual assault or rape out in California, but the judge, he was a student at Stanford, but the judge, who was a graduate, an alumnus of Stanford University, was like, oh, he's a good kid. We don't want to ruin his life for making a mistake. Oh, we don't want to ruin his life. So you have compassion and empathy for a kid that looks like you, for a white child. But when you see a black child, you see the black body, you project your bigotry and racism, and you project your bigoted idea that he is the default position, black male, dangerous, criminal, dangerous, violent. Off the rip. Because legally in America, our system is supposed to be you are innocent until proven guilty. But in America, and really it's not just America, globally, but I was born and raised here, 6 decades here. If you are a black person, specifically a black man, in the legal system, you are presumed guilty. And sometimes you can be presumed guilty, proven to be innocent, and still somehow be found guilty. So I am sending prayers up to the Karmello Anthony family. I have compassion for the father that lost his son. But Karmello Anthony did not receive justice. And no, the young man, even being a bully, didn't deserve to die. But Karmello Anthony didn't deserve to be bullied. And like I said before, there are consequences to your actions. So we got to do a better job to teach our children not to be a bully. Because, like I said, being a bully can be very harmful and even dangerous to the person that's being bullied. But it can be dangerous. It can be deadly for the bully. Because you can go too far. And when people tell you to leave me alone, and if they tell you that and you hear that over and over and you continue to bully, there's going to come a point, if you somehow don't get control of yourself, or somebody doesn't get control of your behavior, that behavior could be deadly for you. It could be deadly for both. They both could have wound up dying. Because Texas is a state where everybody can carry a gun. Full stop. Period. I don't know how the young man that was stabbed and died, now Karmello was 17, but Texas is the wild, wild west. You could take, I think you could even take guns in colleges and universities in Texas. It is the wild, wild west. So that situation could have been even more deadly. So shout out to the parents of Karmello Anthony. Justice for Karmello Anthony. Justice for Cyrus Carmack Belton. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you and especially you. God most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live, Monday through Friday. All right, programming note real quick. So we're going to be live Friday. If you're watching me live on Thursday night, June 11th, live Friday, June 12th. Next week, I will not be in the studio. However, I will be recording some mini episodes. There will be a presence. You will see, let's say, the Geno Jones Show on the road. All right? We'll be doing no guests, but I will be doing some episodes. My oldest daughter, my firstborn, is having her firstborn, my first grandchild. You heard me talking about him earlier. Little Hendrix, spelled with an X, Hendrix Blue, Bleu. So her doctors will be inducing labor. So all of next week, I'll be with my daughter and my new grandson, my first grandchild, and my son-in-law, and Damaris is going to be out there too. So, but we'll be right here live. As a matter of fact, we got some guests on with us tomorrow. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Spread the word, everybody. Click on that thumbs up button, and please, 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 please leave your comments in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you. YouTube wants to hear from you, so leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell everybody you know to leave their comments in the comment section below. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel. Please become a sponsor, advertise. Shout out to Roland Martin. He was talking about how it is so important. It is absolutely crucial that we support Black-owned media. I can't stress it enough. So, and you can support the show. You can become a sponsor. You can advertise, run your TV commercials right here on the show. Shoot me an email, GenoJonesShow@gmail. So I have a Gmail account, GenoJonesShow@gmail. That's how you spell it. Now you can support my media company and the show financially via Zelle and Cash App. Zelle to Zelle your financial support. Use my Gmail once again. That's how you spell it, Geno Jones Show, all one word. That's GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. No the, GenoJonesShow@gmail.com. Or you can Cash App, $Dad G Jones, capital D, lowercase AD, capital G J, lowercase ONES, $Dad G Jones. No amount is too small or too large. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the show. You can check her and her Lexi Jones collection out on Instagram, on IG, LX.NCL_. Big shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check me out. Check him out on Instagram, on IG, Kel B Cutting Up. KELBECUTTINUP. I love you. Absolutely, positively, unconditionally love you. We'll see you live Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you then. In the meantime, by the way, real love is not a noun. I don't give a damn what the dictionary says. Real love, it is a verb. It is an action word. Show your love by your actions and your behavior. I love you. We'll see you Friday live right here, the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.